Alright, as always, opening face-off is usually really eventful, and without fail, this game is also very eventful. Big chance right there. Now, before we continue, let's take a pause. Let's rewind here. I think the first one, if we're seeing pressure coming in like this, the safest bet is always kind of a D to D pass. Of course, it would be easier if Ernest was left-handed with a nice forehand to forehand pass. That's kind of the benefit of playing on a strong side. And Dave's in a pretty good position. He is lateral, so if we just play it a little bit, he is slightly behind, right? Which we usually want to do. We want to have that ability to be able to zigzag back if we need to. That'll probably be the safe play. Option 2 is actually you send it back into the zone, and then the D partner can easily pick it up. And then option 3, little bump off the boards, and for Gary Ann's sake would be, rather than turning up like this, it would probably have better if we go down, and then with that little bump up, you're just going to go up and skate into it, and that would be pretty simple. So let's continue. That pizza, big chance right here. Went for the backhand shot, but we have a pretty good rush, carried up by Dave. Passes it up to, after dangling two guys, 3-on-1. Tries to go for his tried and true 5-hole shot. Goalie makes a save. Pretty eventful first face-off. So here is a kind of a clear out, and we're going for a reset as D, backing up, and we're really like never be afraid to go all the way back deep into the zone like this. I think maybe we could say ideally the center and Alex comes back a little bit faster, but you know, that's kind of nitpicking. And ultimately we're trying to look for our centers to be in the range of here, where it's a simple pass and they can just circle up the ice. So what Alex is doing is fine. He's coming back, so this works out. One of the things I just noticed right now is for Lisa, so any wingers in general, we don't want to, so in the left wing position, we do generally want to occupy one of the 3 lanes on the ice. Now, it's not to say you have to be there all the time, but it's where you want to default to. So you can see how she skates from the left wing and over, right? And so that really creates a concentration onto one side of the ice, and now we have a wide opening onto this side. And what that weakness comes up to is, boom, Alex comes up, and if you wanted to dish off a pass this way, there's nobody here, right? Because our left winger has now come to the middle of the ice. So wingers in general, we want to try to occupy the width of the ice as much as possible. And in general, coming back, we also, well, I would recommend coming back closer to the boards and skating towards the puck carrier, and that way you get an easy pass this way, an easy pass this way, lots of options to pass to, right? So there's that. But good job by Alex there. Let's see how we come up the ice. Goes wide. Loses it a bit. So gets it. Yeah, and so the play is kind of dead there. Yeah, okay. That's about it I want to talk about here. Okay, so this one's an interesting one. Face-off win. And this is a problem, right? Clear lane to the net, but nobody's kind of in front. And now we're seeing pressure coming in. So one of the things, well, let's just play it out. That's unfortunate. Okay, so a couple options. Ernest can just decide to just wire it on the net. It probably won't go in, but maybe a rebound can be deposited this way, this way. So keep it low on the ice. That's definitely one option, and we can kind of dig it out. I think normally we would want to see from here, Justin just comes to the net and stands in front for the tips and whatever, or we can also opt for a winger to do that. Now, I probably don't expect Janice to do something like that. One of the things you can do for Janice is see how the puck is coming up. Now, the moment you see the puck is going to go to a defender cleanly, you can definitely think about going to in front of the net or somewhere in the lane. So rather than skating up like this, you can see I would consider going to either side of the net, left side or right side. You could opt to be in front of it, but that is a mental barrier some might need to get to if you're scared of getting hit by the puck. So I would recommend going to the side of the puck and then side of the net. And then, so let's just draw a hypothetical. And if a puck comes in, you can reach in to try to tip it, deflect it, and then whack at any rebounds that might come out. So right here, and Ernest should have maybe even thought about walking the blue, feeding it to Carrie Ann, bumping it down, rather than, not a huge fan of this lob pass over, right? Let's say this guy intercepts it somehow. Then we're in kind of a big doo-doo. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, so going back for the reset, here is a tip for Janice and everyone else in general. So if we're retreating and retreating like this, right? And you see these forecheckers coming in, generally we do want to still progressively come back, right? Don't want to stay near this red line. It's a different story if the ice is very clear, but in general we want to continue skating back towards the defense. Now the other thing is, let's play this clip. So Janice starts turning up ice like this, and the puck is coming up, and it's harder to receive the pass like this, and you can see right there how it just slips by. And my tip, and this will dramatically make life easier for you, is skate back, like you're skating towards our end of the zone, and ultimately you're going to be looking at either Ernest or Dave. So it's going to be someone with the puck. So how this is going to look is he gets the puck, you're still going to be skating back, but you don't have to be really fast. You just kind of slowly cruise along, and then as that puck comes up, right, you're going to skate towards it, and that's going to be really easy for you to receive the pass, receive it, and the moment you receive it, then you turn up and skate forward. So that's going to be kind of like the first beginning steps of making your life a lot easier to receiving the pass. And then from there, as you get better and get better, you can start looking into backward skating, doing pivots and all that. But this is kind of like the foundation of making getting more puck touches. So rather than turning your back, right? And which forces you to, what do you have to do? You have to turn, you have to pivot. There's a lot of things for beginner players to do, and it can become overwhelming, and then easy passes like that will be it's just a lot harder to do. So that is that. I got a roast day for this one. So he's going back, he sees the puck, right? And it's coming, but he does this his right turn back to the pirouette. uh I think we just gotta force him to pivot the other way. Uh and he will receive that a lot cleaner. Kind of adding on to that, we can see how Carrie Ann is skating this way. And in some cases, that's actually okay to get like a nice clean pass and you start going up, and it works out pretty nicely. In this case, there's just so much traffic, like passes aren't going to come this way, right? It's going to be pretty difficult. And what I would like to see instead is at this point, start skating kind of wide. You could pivot, like you can face Dave with the backward skate if you're able to do that. But in general, what I would do is actually come out wide, and the difference is don't go as far ahead as this, but rather let's kind of see how like from here, if Carrie Ann, you were just all the way over here, super easy to pass to get to, right? And you don't need to worry about pivoting as much. And then you're just going to control your pace, kind of marking, using Dave as that marking point of how far ahead you want to be, probably about 45 degrees. Like let's say if Dave was here, this is 90 degrees, or 0, 90, this kind of range would be pretty good to stay into. And anything above 45 degrees, you're usually going to need to require a pivot, which you can see here. She's facing backwards and looking at Dave, and that's the only really big difference. And stuff like that will generally make things easier, and you can skate with more speed coming into the zone. Let's see how this throws it kind of up front. And out of the zone. Now, to further my point, talking to Janice about Janice before, is if you're able to always have your body position skating towards the passer, it makes it a lot easier, right? And here it is, right here. You can see Justin is skating towards the puck carrier. That's all you need to do. It doesn't have to be fast. You don't need to be zooming in. You can make that judgment based on what kind of ice is given to you, how much space. But the key thing is skating towards, and as you skate towards the pass, right? Any hard passes are generally going to be like a hard pass, like a fast pass, is in general hard to receive for beginners, right? We can all probably agree on that. And if your back is turned, you're doing pivots, this and that, blah blah blah, it's just made exponentially harder. Now, if you're just facing the puck, boom, easy, like that. That's as simple as it gets, right? So for we can even compare it right here with Janice. She is skating back, oh, but then she starts turning, and it'll be a little bit harder to receive the pass. So that is a little summary there. Here's a little Funny one. We can see Lisa is on the right hand side here. Could be just used to being on the right wing with the turtles or something like that. Muscle memory kicking in. But kind of you can see how it becomes very awkward, right? Both wingers are on the right hand side and nobody is on the left hand side. So uh, maybe Alex is there. We can have a little pass through. But I thought that was a little funny moment. And then she kind of, Lisa's kind of witness, I guess, figures it out there. Oops, got to get on the left hand side. Big chance right there. But I thought that was a little funny moment. Alright, so we're going into the zone. Alex does a little drop pass. Boom. That is cool for a one-timer. And here is another trick. We're gonna hammer this skate towards the puck carrier concept today hard. And right there. Now, as you watch that play develop, you're trying to figure out where to go. Fair enough. Now, this is kind of where a lot of these kind of little mini tricks is going to make your life really, really easy. And so we'll focus on Lena right now. And so from here, what I would consider doing is you actually start backing up. You can maybe forward skate up to this, maybe like red line, and it's going to set you up for the next segment, which is she's getting the puck right here, and you are going to skate slowly towards and looking towards the puck carrier. And what that's going to let you do is right here, you can see how this is super awkward positioning, right? You are got your back turned and you're like, let's say you get the puck, really hard to get any shots towards with this kind of body positioning. Now if you started here and you skate towards Lisa, right, and the puck comes here, first of all, you're facing that puck carrier, makes your life easier to get the pass. And then from there, all you need to do is slightly turn, and now you're in a really prime scoring position, right? So that's kind of like that small little tidbit tip. To have superior body positioning for a shot opportunity, right? So that right there, it already highlights something, right? So Lena is skating back this way. Now watch how awkward it is to receive it back. Boom, you gotta pivot a little bit first of all, and then now look at all this time you gotta turn and then shoot, right? Versus once you're able to, so we'll start from when Ernest, again, he skates into the puck, way easier to stop the puck, and then all he has to do is turn slightly. And now your tip for Lena is you go like this, you start to turn towards Ernest, easy puck right on your forehand, then turn. It's gonna make life way easier. And those are just small things, right? Like those little changes will, like, let's say that turn took 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. You do this where you face the puck carrier, that pass, maybe you save half a second, maybe you save 1 second. That's enough for, let's literally rewind 1 second. 1 second makes a difference between them being here versus 1 second them being here, right? So it's just buying you time to do things. So this is something I wanted to highlight. So Lightning's giving room for Janice. Very nice of them. Even Maria, red tape. She did not have to let up on Janice. And but one of the things I wanted to highlight, which was more important, is we are, we are playing like Janice is a little bit slower with puck handling and skating, right? And that's expected. But what we don't want to see is how Justin and Carrie Ann are also cruising, right? And that's not how we want to how we would want to play it. Like, so we shouldn't change our pacing just because like for example we have a slower skater and this could also apply for any other player that's deciding to control the pace, right? And we have kind of talked about before, whoever's first in the zone, we got to figure that out, right? Either drive that net, and what's important about that, it's really the goal is you're drawing the defenders into you, so you're drawing them back. And let's kind of watch this, highlight this. You're cruising like this, they have no reason to respect you, and they just have to just close up the gap, right? If let's say Justin goes and stands in front of Vince, now ADA, Albert, both like Cardoza and Albert have to respect Justin being there. He has to draw them into it, right? And that's going to give space for Janice to skate in even more and possibly shoot, right? Now, if you're just cruising in there like this, you're just going slow like molasses, right? They don't need to do anything. All they need to do is just stand at the red line and be in front of Janice's face, right? They don't need to do anything. So we can also say with Carrie Ann, she could go in and drive the net, or she can opt to stay behind, right? Again, we're trying to form triangles. Got to pay attention to everyone. So if Justin goes up, Carrie Ann can stay a little bit behind. We have a little nice triangle formation. That's way better than our straight line cruise in tight formation. It's not very effective, right? So you're not doing Janice any favors, because again, we're trying to buy her space, right? And how are we going to do that? We need to draw defenders away from her. And how do we do that? Cause chaos, skate around, get open, blah blah blah, right? Don't just go slow just because of like a slower red tape has the puck. Gotta play as you would be playing if anybody else had the puck. All right, so we're going all the way back in the zone. I love it. So Lena's coming back all the way. That's awesome to see. So let's focus on Lena first. Well, and we'll focus on everybody else after that. And one by one, we'll keep rewinding. So, so the first thing is, like we said before, try not to turn up the ice. Now, if you need to go here and stop, so you just skate to here, stop, stick your butt up against the boards, skate against the boards, and so that way you're basically facing the middle of the ice. You can see Ernest or whatever is going to put you in a really good position to receive the pass, and then you can skate up with it. So that's number one, right? You're turning up like this, very hard to receive the pass from anywhere, right? Almost impossible. So we want to avoid that. Now let's rewind again. Center, who's our center? Alex. Alex is way far behind the play, way too far. At this point, he should be like here at the very least and cruising along with Ernest, right? Doing a nice little loop. Realistically, at this point, probably here or here, and yelling for it. Ernest, 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 boom, boom, boom. Need that puck. This is not great. So could be better. Dave does eventually get back there because he went for the rush. That's fine. Now, Lisa, left wing. Any wingers in general? We, like I kind of said before, I like to default coming around the boards, coming down low, so Lena is kind of like that depth I want to see from there, and that's where you start at. And then from there, so right now a lot of four trackers, so starting from here works out really well. Now if there are a lot of open ice, then being up here at center ice is okay, but in general I don't advise that for any wingers in general. And then from here, if you were here, this puck coming in, easy puck, like you just get that puck and you're ready off to the races, skating down the ice, right? Boom, right there, pick up the puck, ready to go. So that is the only thing, but there we have a little turnover. And let's see defensively if there's anything we need to worry about. So far that looks... Oh, don't tell me this is the Jeff where he circles around the ice twice. Yes, it absolutely is. We'll break it down after we watch this Oh my goodness. Oh no. Okay, we get out. Okay. Oh no, it's still going in. This is not looking so good. Okay. Whew. Alright. rewind. Let's go for lap number 1. So lap number 1, we've kind of said Lena put a little bit of pressure on Jeff, and she does. She gets up to him, and that's fine. He skates around her. Not entirely unexpected. That's fine. Lisa takes over. That's fine. And what we're not focusing on, right? We're just looking at the puck. Now we need to worry about who's backdoor, who's net front. Dave's doing a good job with number 7, kind of keeping him in track. We don't need to worry about Jeff. He's not going to score from there. But who's he going to pass to? Right here, excellent pass to Maria. Oh my god, just misses the net, right? So Ernest got to wake up a little bit there. Okay, so now Jeff goes for lap number 2. Fair enough. Lena's trying to go for pressure. He skates by. Lisa's trying to go for pressure. Fair enough. Boom. Again, who are like we're all just puck watching. And Dave did a good job the shift previous, watching who's net front, who's back door. And Ernest did not learn his lesson from the previous attempt. Oh my god. There's 3 people back door and nobody's kind of paying attention to that. Oh my god. Luckily they missed the puck there, right? Are we not? Why are we not covering those players, right? And then yeah, finally we were able to kind of break it out. So I thought this play was pretty funny. So we're letting the red tape Maria come in and shoot on Cliff. But that's not the funny part. The funny part was, so Cliff makes a save, it kind of pops out, and Thomas is like, we're gonna get a whistle. And you can see here Cliff is trying to reach out and cover the puck with his blocker hand, but what he does instead is he accidentally punches the puck out with the blocker instead of covering it. And luckily Justin was there to kind of gather it up and shoot it out. You see right here, boom, he punches it out. It's right here now. And then luckily we kind of throw it out. Come on, Cliff. So we're gonna hammer that concept again about turning your back, and we'll use Diane of the Lightning as the example. You can see how, boom, you need to have that really fortunate bounce for it to be even able to receive the puck in that manner. Pretty difficult, I have to say. Most of, like 9 out of 10 times, that's probably gonna go past that stick. But also, that collision. Hope she's okay. Oh my goodness. So Lena gets a nice shot on net. Good save. Now Dave comes in and is holding the puck up against the corner. Perfectly fine. But what I don't like is how all our forwards are just sitting in the slot. So when you ever see someone battling like this, right, with their back turned to the net front, generally we want to see someone in the half wall or behind the net in the support position. So Dave can do a little pass along the boards, and can move that puck around, right? I can hear Justin say, Dave, I'm net front, something like that, something of that matter. But even then, that's probably going to be a tough pass and probably not a really good scoring opportunity. Jeff's right there. Life's going to be miserable for Justin. And he might be able to get creative, but you can see he's pretty well covered, right? So what can we do to help him? This play right now, probably not going to happen, but maybe something can happen if we're able to move that puck around, cycle it around. So what do we want to do? We want to help him out. Get to those boards, get to that half wall, get behind the net. Let him have some passing options, right? And then move the puck around. So we don't want to see this. He can like battle for a while. Boom. Eventually we see Carrie Ann there, right? And what does he do? Passes it to Carrie Ann. Now we're able to move the puck around just like that, right? Just like that. Instant relief for Dave. So yeah, we gotta definitely do better. I mean, the pass was not great after that, but we gotta do better to help our teammates around. So don't just be focused on standing in front of the net. You gotta help them out. Okay, for this one, Janice, I would defensively, we can see they have a lot of lightning joining on the rush. And okay, so we just gotta make sure we're recovering, right? We kind of lost a little focus, too much on the red tapes, not focusing on what can happen on those backdoor plays and net front. Now, regarding Janice, what I wanted to bring up was she's coming back as a winger. Same with Lisa, right? We're coming back, and that's fine to help kind of defend in this kind of general area, but we want to avoid doing this, which is skating almost basically in our corner right there, right? And we understand the help, like trying to help out our teammates, but the problem is the moment our defense or our center gets the puck, they don't really have anyone to pass to, right? Because you're down deep with them. Now if you're kind of in this area, much easier to pass to, right? And the same can be said for Lisa. Once she goes over here, much easier to pass to. Right there, right? Works out a little bit better. So yeah, try to avoid going too deep into the zone. Deep meaning like behind the net or in the corner, and you want to stay a little bit higher. Higher means closer to the blue line, but not like all the way to the blue line. So it's a lot of nuance, but stuff like that. I would say that positioning is okay. Preferably, if Ernest just gave it to Alex, it would have been way cleaner, but that's okay. And also after that, you can see, so Dave gets the puck, Janice, you stopped, right? We want to avoid that, so just continue skating towards the boards, and he can have maybe a little soft lob to you. You can start skating up. So don't just stop like that. Continue to the boards, and Alex is, let's kind of, at this point, immediately should have curled back and started going towards that blue paint. So your positioning is not great either. Yeah, it should be like looping up already like this. Yeah, so that could be better, Alex. That could definitely be better. But we escape pain. So this clip, so I decided to go in to go for the puck, and Carrie Ann reads it and covers for me immediately. Oh, that's so good. And it doesn't have to be the winger, it could be like centers. Generally, we'll say the more experienced players will want to do that. But you know, whoever's closest should be fulfilling that role. And then after the fact, like let's say we see from here, I'm going back, Carrie Ann can opt to start going back in again, right? So we're gonna, it's like a constant rotation. From here, another thing I wanted to highlight from Carrie Ann. Oh, poke check red, the blue line. Oh my god, that's as good as it gets, right? They're all offside now, and they have to do a full reset, right? Kind of, we've talked about that in the past before. If you make that blue line where you, especially the forwards, and you can stop people from coming into the zone, it's gonna make life so easy. We'll like almost never need to defend. All right, so looks like Janice has a little bit of confusion on where to go, right? So let's boil it down. Let's start from coming into the zone. So in general, whoever doesn't have the puck, gonna be one of these two. Whoever's first in the zone should be trying to get themselves somewhere like near the net. Call it anywhere here. Your choice, your choice. And then whoever is coming in second is going to want to try to imagine cutting that ice in half and then forming a triangle in any position you want. But generally, I like staying kind of slightly behind, and then you can like bias yourself towards the side of the puck, or there's a little bit of leeway, I would say maybe about here. And so how that would look is Alex is driving that net, buying some space for Lisa, right? Drawing those defenders in towards him. And then Janice staying up high, but forming that triangle. So like, let's say Lisa's here, Alex is here. This is still kind of okay. We're forming that triangle. And then if a pass comes out, you can come and shoot, right? So there's that first portion. And then from here, well, looks like you're not completely sure where to go, right? Any situation where your teammate has his back turned, like they're facing the boards, we generally want to go towards boards, like behind the net, in this corner, or in this half wall. We call it the half wall because it is halfway along the wall, right? So the half wall behind the net, and he can pass it out, right? So that's another thing to think about. Now, in this portion, let's say if you have the puck on the D, we are also kind of want to think about cutting that ice in half. Wherever the puck is, we usually want to go on that side. And generally, we want to occupy one of these three sections. The half wall is a really good spot. And then the next spot is the corner or behind the net, right? This is kind of another zone. And then this, whoever's in the corner can sometimes swing out to occupy in front of the net. And that third person is generally going to be in this high slot area. And my preference usually is going to be in this kind of vicinity. You can almost kind of draw this arch of the circle, right? And that corner, I really like that because generally no one's gonna know that you're there. And what does this ultimately form? It forms a really nice little triangle, right? It's gonna give lots of options for the D, and that puck can move around really quickly around, right? boom, 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 boom. All these passing lanes, right, are going to open up. You can move the puck around really, really quickly, really easily. So you can see here, not completely sure where to go, and there's a lot of people around you, right, for Janice. So if you're able to just whoop, sneak your way over to that half wall, little pass come down to you. You can from there pass, skate, do whatever, pass, and it'll be really, really nice, really easy. You're gonna get a lot of puck touches that way. And looks like we cleared the zone. Okay. We gotta roast Dave again. He makes it work though. He got the puck. He's going in for the rush. I think he was another good chance right here. Oh no. Just lost it. Dave's got a lot of good rushes though this game. But after roasting him, oh, he turned to his right there. But watch this, guys. Watch this, guys. We got proof. We got proof he's got abilities. Oh, he turns to the left. Oh my god. We now know Dave is able to do it. So no excuses. So this one, I think in general, I would probably want to see Dave come back a little bit further. And the only reason why I say this is so that we give more room for Lena, like our wingers, to come. So I personally like to say if Lena is able to get to this area and start turning up ice like this, and then Dave's kind of back here, it's going to make her life a little bit easier. And let me explain why. So from here, really hard to get that past her, right? Because her back's turned. But if she's kind of forward skating, and then eventually kind of working this way, because forward skating, we could pass this way, and then as she comes up this way, she's still able to kind of observe any rims up the ice. Like if I pass it to Dave and Dave passes up the boards to her, she could still kind of read that play. And then eventually, starting a little bit lower, here we can see there that kind of concept, stay within that 45. Pretty easy to receive, like she misses it there, but still able to kind of read that bounce and get in the zone, right? So, and here, Lena actually almost scores here. It's a pretty nice shot. Boom. Oh wait, hold on. Did it even go in? It looked like it didn't from my angle, but no, that's definitely okay. So post hit his butt and almost went in. that was really close. Yeah. So we talked about this earlier with Janice. Generally speaking, we don't want to have our wingers coming by that red line. And why is that? This is perfectly explained by right here. You can see an easy rim up, and now Carrie Ann is not kind of in that position to be able to challenge the defender, right? Versus if, as long as you kind of limit yourself to, I would say, roughly around here, that's that kind of like that limit, and you're just closing off those passing lanes and let anything in the corner be more of the defenseman's and center's role. It'll cut a lot of the defensive time down. So that's kind of one of the things. Big chance right there. See right there, Carrie Ann is kind of in that area, right? So easy interception, and then there from there we're able to kind of get somewhat out of the zone. There you go, right? So alright, so I had quite a few previous clips where I was not happy with Alex's positioning being too far up, right? And I said something along the lines of get towards the blue paint and then curling up, right? And in this case, Justin does a good example. If he goes near the blue line, gets close, and this super mega short distance pass, boom, and we're out, right? How easy is that? You're almost never gonna screw up a pass that short of a distance. Like, comparably, let's mark an X here, mark an X here. This to this is such an easy pass that, you know, it's probably gonna be like a 95% success rate. Versus anywhere further, like in the, like let's say Alex is up here in the past, up here, like we still have kind of like a range and we can miss it, right? So the closer you are, the easier the pass, and then from there you can skate and make decisions a lot quicker. I've kind of noticed this a few times, and mostly with Alex, and we're going to talk about it. Generally speaking, we do not want the center going up to the point. They should be covering the opposing center. So who is that? That's obviously number 24. So you should be sticking with them like glue. Like, Alex, you should not be going up there. You should have been sticking with this player like glue. And then from there, yeah. I mean, it kind of works. It's fine in this clip. Nothing like bad happens. But in general, that's what we want to see. So we got a little bit of a net front or board battle going on here. Alex tries to push it down. Fair enough. We got a lot of bodies right here. I'm not sure, but it looked like maybe the stick kind of got caught into this player's kind of armpit area. I don't know. Maybe we just gotta be careful of that. You know, anytime we get our sticks and blade sticks stuck in people's equipment, just, I don't know, just be careful with that. It can be a little painful. It's not dangerous per se. It's just kind of careful yanking it here and there. I wouldn't say Alex did anything wrong. This is like he's getting smothered. But certainly be careful. He takes out Carrier too. I gotta roast Alex for this one. There's no pressure. There's just all open ice. Right? He can just send a nice pass right to my forehand, or even lead me into it to walk the blue. What does he do instead? Oh, sends it to my backhand. Why would you do that to me, Alex? Why would you do that? Why? So we have a pretty good chance by Ernest right here. Intercepts, pass on the third period, comes in, and actually that looked like it was gonna go in, but it hit like his knob. Yeah, it looked like he just hit his knob and made the save. Now, one of the things I've noticed is dividing the zone entry. We can see the red tape has it, but playing a little too like relaxed. And sure, the red tape has it, but we're not really focusing on where can that puck go, right? It could easily go to 18, it can easily go to 7. So kind of watch, right? Just letting him walk in, let him walk in. Anytime, let's say that pass just comes here, you're not really in a really good position to defend it. So I think we still gotta kind of be aware of our surroundings. In this case, Lisa was able to come back and put pressure on Diane, but I think in general a little too relaxed. Yeah. All right, so here's another defensive face-off draw, and boom, face-off win right there. Now it doesn't matter if we win or lose it. So Janice is on the ice right now. Generally speaking, you don't want to go towards the puck. You want to go straight to the defenseman, so 91. And if we win the puck, you don't have to go standing next to them. You can kind of stop short and go about here. And whoever's on the, so like I said, we've kind of cut this ice in half. If the puck is on this side, then the winger wants to stay relatively close to the puck, but like let's say here. And in this instant, Carrie Ann can actually come out and start getting behind the D for possibly a long stretch pass for the weak side winger. Now, we also talked about how Alex as a center generally does not want to be the one that chases after the puck. And it's more important that they cover their other center, so number 24. You can see here he's doing a little bit of chasing. It kind of works out in that he's putting a lot of pressure, but positionally more focused, like on the center is more important. So he would ideally be covering this player first, and then as this player comes in, then you can start challenging them rather than going in a route like this. But you know, in this case, it's kind of okay just because Janice went down towards the puck rather towards than the D, so it's okay. But as we cover it some more, yeah, that's kind of one of the things to look out for. Let's look at how the breakout comes right here. Okay, not the cleanest, but still okay so far. Oh, and then Carrie Ann comes in, dekes out number 7, drives to the middle, tries to shoot, and a save. That's a good chance. Looked good. Looked good. So here is another clip. So for Janice and for any other new player, is once that puck comes out of the zone, every player needs to touch the blue line before going back in again. Like all the players has to be. So right now we're considered offside, right? So because Janice, you're inside the zone, and all you need to do is have at least 1 foot touching. So you can see here Alex has 1 foot on neutral zone side of the ice, and the other foot is on the other side of the ice. That is the bare minimum. So right here we're just kind of rewind it too far. So right here I'm just waiting, and then you can see you turn back around, Janice. So I was just waiting for you to touch that blue line, and then I can come into the zone. Unfortunately, I get the puck stripped off, and they go on the attack. But that is essentially what I am looking for, waiting for. Maybe a questionable time to go for a change, Alex. But maybe recoverable. Ooh. And kind of we can see how the center goes for a change, so we're kind of on an odd man situation. One of the forwards is here. That would probably normally be the left D, and then this is on the right D, and then 21 would be covered by the center in the magic spot. Unfortunately for, I think that's Maria, I like the magic spot, and I was able to look out for that. Bad pass, but yeah, the offside, and yeah, I think that is enough here. Alright, this one, intermediates are coming into the zone, right? And we've kind of said before what is the importance of holding that blue line, right? But this is just free, right? Holy smokes, we're going to retreat all the way to the red line. That's too much. And even I would say Dave is a little too conservative here. We got to control that gap a little bit better, right? So yeah, he hasn't even passed that red line and we're already touching the blue line. So a little working on that gap control. I would say roughly around here is where you would want to place yourself on the retreat, and then putting some poke checking pressure on the blue line. Now if you start being too far back, right, the only way you can put pressure on them is start lunging forward, which puts you in a pretty bad position where they can beat you around, right? And if you're as far deep as Ernest, they can just skate anywhere they want. Passes like that would be easy. So yeah, something to work on. This one was pretty funny. They got a shot on net. Little scramble there. And then Cliff dives out, knocks out Thomas. Yeah, let's kind of recap this. Same situation we talked with Janice. Face-off win doesn't matter, face-off loss. As the winger, you want to go straight towards their D. So Lena, you would want to go to Jeff, and Carrie Ann to Brenda. And if you don't know who they are, number 12, and I don't know what number Jeff is. And then this winger would be covered by Thomas, center with center, and then defense will be covering this outside winger as they come in. Right, pretty straightforward. So a shot here, a little bit awkward going on there. And I think we, yeah, come out of the zone. I think Carrie Ann almost gets a chance right here. Yeah, on the back door. Oh, just missed the net. And it's kind of similar situation with in first period where Jeff was circling our net a couple times. The defense gets a little caught puck watching, and really they're not I would say actually, they're not concentrating on what are the dangerous plays. And here it is, Carrie Ann lurking in the back door. They catch it quite late, trying to go for the interception pass rather than tying up the player. And so you get a chance like that for us. Pretty close. So this one, if you remember in the first period, almost the exact same situation. Ernest had the puck exactly where I was, and nobody was in front of the net. And now this situation, we're kind of changed. Now we have Justin. He doesn't have to be in front of the net. The key thing is here is this kind of lane right towards the net. If you can occupy in a zone roughly in this kind of square footage, is going to be really nice. Because if you can cause a screen, have a stick in the lane, have a tip shot, get close enough for rebounds, it can just generate good quality chances. So you can see there, Justin has a tip, is able to get a rebound for a backhand shot. Two pretty good quality chances to be able to score. Now, same thing with Janice. If you're able to a backward skate, that is a plus, but one of the things you will want to try to avoid is, so here's that kind of lane, do your best to not turn your back to the shot. The reason for that is usually you don't have a lot of protection on your backside, right? Your shin guards don't have a lot of padding. Your backside is not as well protected as the front. So it's much better to face the shot, and then you can try to reach in with the stick to kind of get a deflection, raise it, change the angles a little bit, and that's going to be a much dangerous chance. But if you're able to backwards skate and find a spot maybe to widen out where a pass can come in a shot, that would work as well. So something to think about. All right, of all the things, Alex, this is probably the best one of the entire game. Way better, way better. What's the key factors? He comes towards that blue paint. He gets nice and close to Dave. And what does that mean? Boom. Short distance pass, and you pick up and go. In this case, it kind of looks like Dave might have lost it a little bit rather than a pass. I can't tell. Maybe it was pass. I can't tell. But just kind of being in that short distance, you can't, like, the success rate is just so much higher. 95% is what I like to call it. And then here comes the winger on the right side, and then Lena, if you go towards the boards, remember that 3-lane highway concept. Just fill up one of those lanes where there's no traffic, and it'll be smooth sailing from there. Yeah, much better than earlier in the game. So about 2 minutes left in the third. Jeff's got it. Kind of loses it. Able to get it. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. So I think the first thing I would say is for Dave, maybe a bit too aggressive. Starting the retreat right here would be the safe play. Yeah, I guess maybe he gonna risk it for the biscuit to stop it and keep it in the zone by the blue line. Right, we kind of fail. Both Alex and Dave do the kind of the same thing, and so what do? They're going to be a little bit flat-footed. And Ernest is completely off the screen. I can't see where the heck he is, but even then you can see kind of way off to the side. And so if we start the retreat early and hold that blue line, probably we could shut this down. But this looked like a pretty dangerous chance. Ernest was able to get a stick on it to slow it down, change direction, and Cliff was able to make an easy save. Yeah, risky, I would say. Not much more to it. I think stick to the basics, kind of get the early retreat, hold them at the blue line. But you know, sometimes you need to risk it for the biscuit, as I said. So after that face off, Alex goes in for the rush, takes it wide. Jeff's got him. Backhand shot, tip on net, good chance. And a good one. Jackie taking out his team. I'm gonna watch that one more time. Hold on. Oh no. Opens up the door for Dave to get a good chance. Jeff stops it. And this goes for the shot. Right into the breadbasket. Good chances, good chances. Here was another one. Like I said, if you can do your best to not turn your back to a shot, it's going to be a little bit safer. I know this one was really close to probably hurting Janice. You can see the pugs right here. I'm pretty sure it here's her leg. It brushed her. It was crazy. And then Justin gets a piece of it, tips it. And it looked like it went down. and slightly wide. Pretty close chance right there. Yeah. So Thomas has the puck here, and right here you can see Janice has just snuck by a little bit by the blue line. We gotta be careful, just make sure one foot is on at least on this side of the ice. And pretty good pass up to Carrie Ann. Excellent, right? But you can see just offside, but would have been a really good pass, really good zone entry. Kind of unfortunate. That's okay. That is okay. And last shift of the game, Janice, Carrie, and Justin with Dave and Ernest. Dave tries to go for a pass, cross crease, couldn't quite get it through. Traffic. Fair enough. Here comes the rush. Yep, another one you can see. Right, we're not controlling our gap too deep, right? And so thus, what does that mean? Easy zone entry with not enough pressure at the blue line, and so they get it in pretty cleanly. And we don't pressure until he kind of gets into the high slot area. So right, it just gives them a shooting chance. So we got to be a little bit more yeah, just something to work on. But otherwise, good game, 0-0 tie game against the Lightning.